21st have been undertaken by the Special Investigation Team include exhumation, autopsy, and toxicology tests, which were undertaken on 21st September.
Hello, everybody. Autopsy result is out, and the police are giving us the updates.
5 suspects have so far been identified, arrested, and detained.
The autopsy result is out, and
actions that have been undertaken by the Special Investigation Team include exhumation, autopsy, and toxicology tests, which were undertaken on 21st September 2023. The results of the autopsy and the toxicology tests are being awaited. Other actions that have been undertaken by the Special Investigation Team include exhumation, autopsy, and toxicology tests, which were undertaken on 21st September 2023. The results of the autopsy and the toxicology tests
are still
being awaited.
Okay, now
5 suspects have so far been identified, arrested, and detained and interrogated on their 5 suspects have so far been identified, arrested, and detained and interrogated on their alleged roles in the sequence of events that led to the death of the singer. The summary is as follows. Ms. Feyi Sayo Ogedengbe is the auxiliary nurse who was contacted and invited by Yobani Sadiq, aka Spending, a friend of Mohbad, on 11 September 2023 to treat the singer at the deceased residence in Lekki. She eventually came on Tuesday, 12 September 2023 and administered 3 different injections, which are believed to have occasioned the chain of reactions that directly resulted in the eventual death of the singer. She is the principal suspect in the death of Mohbad. She acknowledged that it was the injections that she administered on the deceased that triggered the reactions which eventually led to Mohbad's death. Other expert opinions and witnesses' statements corroborated her admittance. Her actions of administering doses of tetanus toxoid, paracetamol, intravenous, and ceftriaxone injection, which was also administered intravenous on Mohbad at his residence, that's Mohbad's residence, on 12 September 2023, immediately triggered the reactions, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsions, that eventually resulted in the singer's death. This criminal liability is further heightened, granted as an auxiliary nurse. She is not qualified to administer such medications or function as a qualified nurse. She also did this in a non-clinical environment and in a professionally negligent manner that negated standard medical protocols. 2. Mr. Yobami Sadiq, aka Spending. Sadiq is a friend to Mohbad who invited the auxiliary nurse to treat the deceased. He is being suspected of conspiracy in the death of the singer. His action in inviting a person known to him as an auxiliary nurse to attend to the deceased under a non-clinical setting occasioned Mohbad's death. He is being held for conspiracy to commit felony. Ibrahim Oluwatosin Owodunni, aka Cry Boy, is a childhood friend of Mohbad. He attended the show at Ikorodu in Mohbad's company on 10 September 2023. At the end of the show, Mohbad and Ibrahim were engaged in a violent fight, during which Mohbad was injured. The management of the injury subsequently resulted in his death. So he's being treated as a suspect. Samson Balogun Eletu, aka Sam Larry, is a suspect who was arrested on allegation of having being complicit in the death, as well as in relation to the videos that have gone viral about bullying and assault, which in some quarters we believe perhaps had any link with his eventual death. He was arrested, he's still in detention. Abdulaziz Fashola, aka Nairamani, was also arrested and is still currently in detention for similar allegations. 5 suspects have so far been identified, arrested, and detained and interrogated on their alleged roles in the sequence of events that led to the death of the singer. The summary is as follows. Ms. Feyi Sayo Ogedengbe,
police,
is the auxiliary nurse
are giving us
who was contacted and invited by Yobani Sadiq, aka Spending, a friend of Mohbad, on 11 September 2023 to treat the singer at the deceased residence in Lekki. She eventually came on Tuesday, 12 September 2023 and administered 3 different injections, which are believed to have occasioned the chain of reactions that directly resulted in the eventual death of the singer. She is the principal suspect in the death of Mohbad. She acknowledged that it was the injections that she administered on the deceased that triggered the reactions which eventually led to Mohbad's death. Other expert opinions and witnesses' statements corroborated her admittance. Her actions of administering doses of tetanus toxoid, paracetamol, intravenous, and cetrazone injection, which was also administered intravenous on Mohbad at his residence, that's Mohbad's residence, on 12 September 2023, immediately triggered the reactions, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsions, that eventually resulted in the singer's death. This criminal liability is further heightened, granted the evidential fact that as an auxiliary nurse, she is not qualified to administer such medications or function as a qualified nurse. She also did this in a non-clinical environment and in a professionally negligent manner that negated standard medical protocols. 2. Mr. Yobami Sadiq, aka Spending. Sadiq is a friend to Mohbad who invited the auxiliary nurse to treat the deceased. He is being suspected of conspiracy in the death of the singer.
Thank you very much.
His action in inviting a person known to him as an auxiliary nurse to attend to the deceased under a non-clinical setting occasioned Mohbad's death. He is being held for conspiracy to commit felony. Ibrahim Oluwatosin Owodunni, aka Cry Boy, is a childhood friend of Mohbad. He attended the show at Ikorodu in Mohbad's company on 10 September 2023. At the end of the show, Mohbad and Ibrahim were engaged in a violent fight, during which Mohbad was injured. The management of the injury subsequently resulted in his death. So he's being treated as a suspect. Samson Balogun Eletu, aka Sam Larry, is a suspect who was arrested on allegation of being complicit in the death, as well as in relation to the videos that have gone viral about bullying and assaults, which in some quarters we believe perhaps had any link with his eventual death. He was arrested. He's still in detention. Abdulaziz Fashola, aka Naramani, was also arrested and is still currently in detention for similar allegations. 5 suspects have so far been...
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, you're welcome to Prevailing Issues with Sajoke. Yeah, what is prevailing this afternoon is about Mohbad's autopsy and trichology results, or whatever it's called. But unfortunately, that has not been released. But the police have come out to speak to the audience, to the general public, about the suspects they have already. Thank you very much. You're all welcome. Thank you so much. So they have come out to tell us, look, just take it easy. We are working on it. Toxicology. Thank you so much, Agatha. Toxicology and autopsy. Autopsy result and toxicology result. So they are waiting for those results to come out for them to tell us what is the cause of the death. Go. That's what will determine the cause of the death, what they found in those toxicology and autopsy results. But for the police, they said they have 5 suspects which are with them now. They are with them and they are working with them and they are getting information from them. Number one, just for everyone that has been clamoring for the truth, justice for Mohbad, we know that a nurse was called upon. The father said it on his first interview, that there was a nurse that was involved in this. An auxiliary nurse was called into their home to administer okay, we are making progress for real. The thing is, the father said it the first day that, of course, a nurse was called upon to administer injection to his son, to Mohbad, and that was the reason, that was the result of him slumping and die. Now, the truth remains that there was one guy that came out. Why that guy came out, we don't know. The light that he saw Mohbad in an hospital and he snapped picture with Mohbad. I mean, how dare you lie to the general public? The police needs to find that man. That's one clue. The police should find that person that called into a show to say that, or called somebody to say that he was with Mohbad. Because, of course, Mohbad was brought into the hospital, brought in dead. The father never lied. The father told us that his son fainted in the house and was taken to the hospital as a result of the injection. Now, the injection is, they have called this nurse, her name is Feyishayo. They said she's a nurse. She's an auxiliary nurse. This will teach a lot of Nigerians big lesson. You that any small thing you go and call a nurse that is your neighbor, an unqualified professional, unqualified nurse, to come and give you injection. These are nurses they call do you understand? This is an auxiliary nurse. Mohbad was a superstar that had the money to go to the hospital. The cost of the injection being administered, they said it is because of tetanus injection. Nurse abele adafun yima. Nurse abele muyiwa mugbawa nurse. The tetanus injection, lo fe fun abi. Remember, this guy had hypertension. He was already hypertensive. That was a quack nurse. He was already hypertensive. He was depressed. He had a lot of medical issues with him. Okay, this same nurse came in. One thing I want us to just know is this. They must have been using such nurse for a very long time. You're all welcome. This nurse, because this is a big guy, that they could have gone to an hospital, and of course they will have a family hospital that they use. Why was he not taken to such hospital? Negligence on our own side. Most of the time, we take things for granted. His friend, that's the nurse Bami Bagbo, she has admitted administering 3 injections, which led to the death of Mohbad. Herself, she has accepted the responsibility that she was responsible for the death of Mohbad. Because she gave the injection, and immediately she gave the injection, Mohbad fainted with goose pimples all over him, and he was vomiting. First of all, he was vomiting, and then he fainted, and goose pimples came all over him. So she admitted her fault, and she said she is a quack. She is an auxiliary nurse. She isn't qualified to even administer medication, not to talk of injection. Most Nigerians, that is the people we patronize to come home to take care of us. Remember, there was a story somebody brought in, I don't know if it was Kemi or somebody, that most of these are young chaps in Nigeria. They don't go to the hospital. I think it was a police or something. They don't go to the hospital when things like this happens to them. That most of the time, they get nurses to take care of themselves at home, because if they go to the hospital, they will find out certain things in their blood, which of course they related it to drug abuse. But now, clearly, with all these things that they have brought out about Mohbad, there was no drug-related issue here. No substance-related issue here at all. The main thing was the injection being administered to him at that point. We don't know his state of health when this girl gave him the injection, but they were wrong injection that was administered to him. Yunus, today, all of you bloggers are all, don't do proper investigation before coming online. You almost want us to everywhere. Yeah, Yunus, will shut up and get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. What's wrong with you? Stop coming here to abuse. So, Baba Mohbad was right when he said all he did. Okay, you said Anointed said which attempt was made to revive him when he passed out. Drip could have helped him regain himself. But this, we are talking about quack here. A nurse that had no clue of what she was doing. Wrong injection at the wrong time. Wrong injection at the wrong time. We don't know if he had some things on his body gone when that injection was given to him. But it was the injection that led to Mohbad's death. According to the police here, what we have heard now. Emeka Omoso, Egbo police. One injection. Tí àǹtí nọ́ọ̀sì wa, nurse Títí, nurse Fèyíṣayọ̀ làwọn jẹ́. Wọ́n ní injection tí nurse Fèyíṣayọ̀ fún ọmọ lọ́mọ ló mú faint tó di ẹni tó gbé lọ sí hospital. But before them, Olúwani Aláfẹ̀yìntì mi said some were bloggers. Some bloggers even said the nurse was Wumi's friend. People will say a lot of things, but the police has made us to understand that it was his friend that invited the nurse. Do you understand? Look, the nurse that was called in must have been coming to that house. Thank you so much, Oladapo. The nurse must have been coming to that house to administer treatment to them. If they ask her very well, that wouldn't be her first time of going into that house. That wouldn't be the first time. But unfortunately for his friend that invited the nurse, himself, Ayobami Sadiq, is with the police now. I guess that's the man, the guy that had him and was shouting. So for that same Sadiq, his friend, to have invited the nurse to the house, it means that that is not the first time. That, you know, that wasn't the first time of him of her going in there to administer such medication or such treatment or whatever to them in that family or that house, if they ask her very well, because she has admitted that, of course, this is what happened. We are getting somewhere. At least they have 5 suspects now. The friend that invited, the nurse that, you know, administer injection, the friend that took him there, that called that invited the nurse to the house. Do you understand? The nurse, the friend that invited the nurse, and who is the third person? Prime. We saw this guy yesterday. You know, immediately Mohbad died. There was a friend of his that came out and was shouting. His name is Ibrahim. That's the Prime. They grew up together in Ikorodu. Best friend, childhood friend. Do you understand? That very friend was the one that was declared missing. And he went in yesterday to see the police. But before yesterday, he had come out after Mohbad's death to clear out that, look, you people have killed Mohbad. Thank you, Olu Grace. God bless you, man. You know, he had come out to shout, saying, you have killed Mohbad. You have killed Mohbad. Now that Mohbad is dead, now you people can rest. This guy was declared missing because they said, the police said they invited him and never showed up. Do you understand? They said they invited him, he never showed up. But the Prime said, no, nobody invited me. So he went there with his lawyer yesterday. So he's been detained because they found out that he had a fight with Mohbad, which was part of what was said initially. They had a fight with Mohbad in that show. And they exchanged basbos. Now the police are saying it's as a result of the eating by his friend that caused the bruise he had. And the bruise was what made them invite the nurse to give him tetanus injection. This is just about 2 days interval, a day interval, when they went to the party. So he sustained an injury. The injury was the one that caused them to invite a nurse to give him injection instead of them to go to the hospital and get it treated. Now, for him now, he is a suspect. He has been taken into custody because it is his own bruise that caused Mohbad's death, according to the police. Torí tí o bá ná ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sí, mo máa sọ ní Yorùbá. Tí o bá ná ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sí, ó lè má dẹ̀ tó kú lẹ́ni. So Ibrahim pẹ̀lẹ́ tiẹ̀. Sam Larry. They said Sam Larry, Ọ̀gá Agbero, the Elegushi Beach tout, and of course Naira Marley's guy man, was arrested in connection to the fact that, and he's a suspect because of the fact that he was seen bullying, beating, harassing Mohbad when he was alive, and they got videos showing where he has on several occasions attacked Mohbad. So he's beating, that's both all the time, could have caused him all the depression and the hypertension he had. Because, of course, anywhere he goes, he knew that they were going to attack him. Ayotunde said the friend will have to tell us the cause of the fight between himself and the friend came out yesterday. Did you hear the interview? The friend was saying that it was Mohbad and his wife that were fighting, that were having arguments, and all he did was just to let's play the friend's own. because it's now becoming something different, he did not agree that they had both together. Let me say it in Yoruba for àwọn ìyá wa tó máa wò wá later. To àwọn màámi kan máa wò wá lórí YouTube. Ẹ̀yin màámi, àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ni o. Wọ́n ní result toxicology àti autopsy ò tí jáde. Wọ́n ní but àwọn ti kó àwọn èèyàn 5 nínú àwọn táwọn suspect pé àwọn ló pa Mohbad. Wọ́n ní ẹni àkọ́kọ́ òun ni nọ́ọ̀sì. Òun ni nurse. I know. You can call him. Wọ́n ní ẹni àkọ́kọ́ òun ni nurse tí ó fún Mohbad ní injection. Gbogbo wa ní Nàìjíríà a kọ́ wa lọ́gbọ́n number 1 náà. Àwa la máa ń lọ pé nọ́ọ̀sì abẹ́ ilé. Nọ́ọ̀sì tí ò lọ hospital. Àwọn náà máa bá yín yọ oyún fáwọn ọmọ yín nínú ilé. Tọmọ yín bá ní oyún, ẹ wá ní. Yeah, I'm saying it in English. I've said it in English. I just want to let our Yoruba people that, you know, our mommies, some of them watch our program. Do you understand? So, now, wọ́n ní nọ́ọ̀sì yìí, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, tẹ́ máa lọ pé àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì kó wá fún yín lábẹ́rẹ́ nínú ilé. Ilé ìyá kọ́ yín lọ́gbọ́n. Àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì yóò lọ sí skúùlù. Wọ́n lọ kọ́ṣẹ́ bá mi má bẹ́rẹ́, bá mi mú òwú ni. But wọ́n máa kó aṣọ sí, yóò máa kó uniform sọ́rùn. Ẹ wò, wọ́n pọ̀ ní ìlú yìí, máa ṣe program kan lórí wọn. Wọ́n pọ̀ ní ìlú yìí tí wọ́n ò ní nǹkankan. Anybody that wants to, please, you can call into the show. You are distracting me, ma, with this. You understand, ma? I appreciate you, but you can, you know, call into the show. Wọ́n pọ̀ ní ìlú yìí tí wọ́n lọ wọlé tó lọ ra certificate tó rò pé bí ìpá wọn ti ní wọ́n ti ní ìmọ̀ àwọn lè wá fi ṣe. Do you understand? That is number 1. Nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn ni wọ́n sọ pé ó fún Mohbad ní abẹ́rẹ́ oríṣi 3 ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ní ọjọ́ yìí nítorí pé Mohbad ní ọwọ́ ń dùn òun. Abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn òun ló fa okùnfà nǹkan tí Mohbad fi faint tó fi di òwò ọ̀run lẹ́nìí. Wọ́n ní abẹ́rẹ́ 3 tó fún yẹn. Nígbà tó fún ní abẹ́rẹ́, Mohbad lọ sílẹ̀ gbìí. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bì. Nígbà tó bì tán, gbogbo ara ẹ̀, ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń yọ goose pimples. Ní ìmọ̀kọ́ kí ló máa ń pè ní Yorùbá, kí ara èèyàn lé wá gbìí. Níbi tó gbà lọ nìyẹn o. Now, ìkejì, so wọ́n ti mú, òun dẹ̀ ti jẹ́wọ́ pé n tó pa Mohbad, tóun mọ̀ pé ó pa Mohbad gangan ni pé òun tóun fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ ni. Abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn gba òdì ní ara Mohbad. Do you understand? Bó ṣe gbòdì lára Mohbad ló fi di ẹni tí ó di èrò ọ̀run lénìí. Ẹni kejì Fèyíṣayọ̀ tó wá jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ Mohbad. So Fèyíṣayọ̀ ní nọ́ọ̀sì. Ayọ̀bámi Sodiq, òun ló ń ké tó gbé Mohbad tó ní wọ́n ti pa Mohbad nínú van. Wọ́n ní òun ni ẹni kejì tí à ń sọ. Wọ́n ní òun ni ẹni kejì tí à ń sọ. Ẹni kejì yẹn ni pé allergic reaction to it. Anyway, ẹni kejì tá à ń sọ òun ni Ayọ̀bámi. Òun ló lọ pé nọ́ọ̀sì bá mi gún abẹ́rẹ́. Nọ́ọ̀sì tó gún Mohbad pa. Ayọ̀bámi ló lọ gbé nọ́ọ̀sì wá. The nurse, we cannot determine if the nurse is Wunmi's friend. So please, I don't want to implicate myself because I don't know. But what we know, nta nso mbi báyìí tí ọlọ́pàá sọ fún wa ni pé ọ̀rẹ́ Ayọ̀bámi òun ló lọ pè wá láti wá fún ní abẹ́rẹ́. Ntí èmi sọ lórí yẹn ni pé nọ́ọ̀sì yá ti máa wá sí ilé wọn dáadáa. Òun ló ti ń treat wọn ló máa jẹ́. Èèyàn kan ti sọ nǹkan kan. Wọ́n ní tí àwọn ọmọ yìí bá ti gba ẹrù sára, tí nǹkan kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀, wọn kì í lè lọ sí hospital nítorí kí wọ́n má lè find out àwọn kìíní yẹn lára wọn. So nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó lè má jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, but èyí tí ọlọ́pàá sọ fún àwa ni pé abẹ́rẹ́ tetanus injection ni nọ́ọ̀sì ló wá fún Mohbad. Ó wá gba òdì lára ẹ̀. ẹ má gbàgbé pé nurse yóò wà qualified ká ní nurse tó tá ń pé hospital ní kíní ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ni immediately wọ́n máa rally round him àwọn professionals doctor gbogbo wọn máa wá síbẹ̀ wọ́n á wá take care Mohbad but inú ilé ní kíní ti ṣẹlẹ̀ so wọn mọ̀ tó máa ṣe bó ṣe fún lábẹ́rẹ́ tán ó wá sílẹ̀ wow wọn ò lè ṣe CPR ó lè má tiẹ̀ mọ̀ nọ́ọ̀sì gan lè má mọ̀ CPR ṣe do you understand so a lot of things ni nǹkan tó rọ̀ mọ́ ikú Mohbad ọ̀rẹ́ yìí wọ́n mú as second suspect nítorí òun ló lọ gbé nọ́ọ̀sì payọ̀payọ̀ wá ìkẹta òun ni Prime. The Prime is his name is what? Ibrahim. Òun ni ẹni tí ẹ rí lánàá tí ó lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá táwọn ọlọ́pàá sọ pé we are looking for him o. Ibrahim máa bọ̀ o. Ìgbà tí Ibrahim débẹ̀ ni Ibrahim fi sọ fún wọn pé okay àwọn ní misunderstanding bọ̀ àwọn ò lura wọn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní wọ́n establish pé Ibrahim àti Mohbad wọ́n jà wọ́n yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ́ síra wọn. Ẹ̀ṣẹ́ yẹn òun ló fa tetanus bruise ó fa bruise yẹn òun ni àwọn fi lọ pé nọ́ọ̀sì òun ni Ayọ̀bámi ṣe lọ pé nọ́ọ̀sì Fèyíṣayọ̀ kó wá báwọn fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ ṣé ti níbi tí Prime fi ṣe dáràn òun ló lọ jí ẹ̀ṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kí ẹ bá ẹni tí ikú ti ń bájà ẹni tó ti ń dúró de ọjọ́ ikú ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ bá jà o mo máa ń sọ nǹkan kan tẹ́ bá ti débì kan tẹ́ rí pé eléyìí yóò dà pé ikú ń tẹ̀lé kiri tẹ́ lọ bá jà Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kẹ́ ó lè jẹ́ pé lásán ẹni yẹn nǹkan kan tí ń bá jà tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ kàn lọ sí báyìí bó ṣe máa di èrò ọ̀run nìyẹn so for that Prime bóyá ó lo oògùn fi bá Mohbad jà ní o bóyá kò lo oògùn fi bá Mohbad jà ní o because nǹkan tó ń sọ ni pé ó lo ìfúnpá ló fi na Mohbad bóyá kò lo nǹkan kan o bóyá ó lo good kò yé àwa but nǹkan tó àwọn ọlọ́pàá fi sílẹ̀ ni pé nurse Fèyí ṣe kú ohun tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá fi sílẹ̀ fún àwa ni pé injury sustained from that fight òun ló di nǹkan tó pa Mohbad òun ló jẹ́ kí Ayọ̀bámi lọ pé nurse Fèyíṣayọ̀ tí kò qualify láti wá fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ ikú ètò òun fi jẹ́ prime suspect ìkẹta nìyẹn ìkẹrin ẹ má flag now stop flagging don't flag let's learn we can learn don't play you learn ìkẹta òun ni Sam Larry fún gbogbo àwa ọmọ Èkó pàtàkì ni èmi o ṣùgbọ́n èmi ò mọ̀ bí tí Sam Larry ti di bàbá ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ wọn lọ́mọ elétù ni elétù tó wáyé pé elétù ò dìbò àwọn afọbajẹ Èkó nìyẹn o Sam Larry n tóun fi jẹ́ suspect kẹrin tó wà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá because gbogbo wa là ń béèrè pé okay kí ló tẹ́ fi mélè kí ló tẹ́ fi mélè kí ló tẹ́ fi mélè lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan Sam Larry ló máa ń na Mohbad kiri anywhere tó bá ti rí Mohbad á kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ìlú ní gbàásgbòs n tó pa wọ́n pọ̀ kò yé wa n tó pa wọ́n pọ̀ kò yé wa bó kò síbi tí Sam Larry tí ó bá ti rí Mohbad ó máa ń lù nílùkulù ní pẹ̀lú àwọn boys ẹ̀ at least a rí bí fídíò méjì mẹ́ta tó sọ fún wa níbi tí ó ti ń lù kiri and Mohbad náà tún sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé look if anything happens to me hold the Malians responsible kí ló fà nítorí lùlù tí àwọn bọ̀dá Sam Larry ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ẹ́ tí wọ́n máa ń lu Mohbad kiri wọn ò jẹ́ kí Mohbad rí eré ṣe anywhere tó bá ti gbọ́ pé ó wà the last one was about 2 months ago níbi tó ti ń ṣe recording video tó ń ṣe pẹ̀lú Zlatan àbí Zlatan or whatever mi mo orúkọ yẹn níbi tó ti ń ṣe fídíò lọ́wọ́ tó ń jókòó sórí wheelchair ṣe mo kí ni fídíò tó máa ń ṣe fídíò music video wọn ó dẹ̀ débẹ̀ we heard it loud and clear tó ń sọ fún Sam Larry pé tó ń sọ fún Mohbad pé òun ìwọ ò ní kú òǹbílẹ̀ ni ò ní kú òǹbílẹ̀ ni pé ṣé a máa pa á ni àbí báwo ni ó ní Zlatan ìwọ fi sílẹ̀ àná máa ṣe ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ Zlatan tó wà ń bẹ̀ àbí Zlatan ẹ má bínú bọ̀dá Zlatan kọ́mọ ìmọ̀rúkọ yín ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ bọ̀dá Zlatan tó wà ń bẹ̀ òun lọ́lọ́run fi yọ ní ọjọ́ tá à ń wí yìí bóyá ọjọ́ yẹn náà bá ti pa òun ni Sam Larry òun ló ṣe di tóun náà wà nínú ẹ̀wọ̀n ìjọba nítorí bullying in Nigeria. In fact, according to what we heard, that if you have been bullied you've been harassed and wọ́n lù ẹ́ káàkiri, if anything happens to you within a year and a day tí ẹni tó lù ẹ́ fi lù ẹ́, the aftermath of it bóyá the aftermath of it, if you sustain injury, you know, over that, definitely the perpetrator will be held responsible for it, for your death. So Sam Larry cannot tell us pé lílù tó ń lu Mohbad kiri kò ń ṣe nǹkan tó fi pa Mohbad. So òun làwọn ṣe wà nínú ìhámọ́ ọlọ́pàá báyìí. Naira Marley, the Malian. Naira Marley himself, òun ni ọ̀gá gbogbo àwọn Marley. Ẹ má gbàgbé, Mohbad was under his tutelage for a long time. He signed, Naira Marley signed him on. So òun ló wà, òun ni ọ̀gá Naira Marley, òun ni ọ̀gá Mohbad for a very long time. But as things will have it, Bashegbo, in fact, Mohbad was a very brilliant boy. Òun gangan ni ó dàbí pé ó kó àwọn Malians jọ nítorí ọpọlọ tí Ọlọ́run bá fún. He was the one writing all their songs. He was doing almost everything. In fact, it was when he died that we got to know that his music, this Kopojo Popa, Opojo Popa, Kilo Ejo, Kopojo Popa, Talosa Popa, Abi, OPP Opopa, OPP Onopa. That it was the one that sang the OPP Opopa. That we thought it was Naira Marley's song. So, Ọlọ́run bá fún ọmọ yẹn ní ọpọlọ. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní problem pẹ̀lú àwọn tó kù ẹ̀. Nítorí ẹ mọ̀ pé tí ọwọ́ èèyàn kan bá ti yọ jù nínú ẹgbẹ́, ó máa ń fa wàhálà. Ó ti ń fa wàhálà láàárín wọn. Ó ti ń bring jealousy among them. Envy ti ń wọ̀. Mohbad dẹ̀ ní, Daddy Malan. Apart from that, according to what we heard, you allegedly, mommy me, Taiwo Ifesoya, you are welcome, ma. Allegedly, wọ́n ní ká máa fa tafe, ká máa fa igbó, ká máa fa banku, wọ́n ló ti sú Mohbad. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ọmọ Christian ni Mohbad láti inú ilé tí bàbá ẹ̀ ti gbé jáde. Promise, ìmọ́lẹ̀, ọmọ ológo, òun ni ìyá àti bàbá sọ Mohbad. Bọ́gbà tí Mohbad lọ join àwọn Malians, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń fa tafe. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń kọrin pé bàbá send me to school, I no go, I dey do banku. Ó ti wá sú. Ó rò pé no, let me go back to my roots. Bàbá ẹ̀ ní ó ti fẹ́ máa kọrin Kristẹni. Ó ti fẹ́ padà sí ọ̀nà t'Ọlọ́run bá pè sí. So, ó ti sú Kòlóòsì ti sú. Ọlọ́run ò mú Kòlóòsì mọ́. We saw videos where Naira Marley tó ti ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí pé wọ́n ní ó ti wà depressed, ó ti ní mental health issue, ó máa ń gbàgbé nǹkan, ó máa ń ṣe, ó máa ń mọ̀. But ó ti ní problem pẹ̀lú wọn. All he wanted was for them kó fún láyè pé you can go. Tí bá níṣẹ́ ti sú mi pẹ̀lú ẹ, wá dé fi mí sílẹ̀ wá tó kùn lẹ́hùn mi. Must I be under you forever? Wọ́n ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn. Tí Mohbad ní mi ò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́. Jọ̀ọ́ fi mí sílẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n lọ dá dúró. Kòlóòsì ti sú mi. Naira Marley refused for a very long time to release this guy. Now, nígbà tó ti wá mú ọmọ lọ́mọ tó fi sí abẹ́ tó jẹ́ kó lọ, And not only him, we saw DJ Splash. We saw most of these young guys. They were under his tutelage. And they had problem with substance misuse. Ema flaggy, ilemu. Ema jadu, ema gbadura ka ọmọ yín má lọ mu kolosi. Ka wọ́n lórí buku má ba ye àwọn ọmọ yín jẹ́. En tó kàn ló mọ̀. Thank you, Olukoya, Adewale Alex. So, the next one ni pé wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ dènà de Mohbad ní gbogbo ibi tó jẹ́ kó ti rí iṣẹ́ ṣe. He was their mentor. Wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ dènà de Mohbad ní gbogbo àwọn tó bá fẹ́ pé Mohbad. We saw interview where Mohbad was saying pé anywhere tó ń bá ti fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ wọn ò jẹ́ kó òun ríṣẹ́ gbà. Àwọn ọ̀gá òun tó ń fi sílẹ̀ wọ́n lọ ń sọ fún wọn kiri pé ó mà ti ní scan dey for his head scan dey for his head scan ó lóun ò dẹ̀ ní scan. Now Naira Marley ó dí gbogbo ọ̀nà ìjẹ Mohbad kò jẹ́ kó rí eré ṣe. A rí fídíò tó sọ clean and clear wípé look, most of the places, most promoters will invite me, but you know the label I left will tell them that you don't call that boy, don't invite that boy, he's got mental health issue. So, gbogbo yẹn lásán ó kọ́kọ́ fa depression fún ẹni ẹlẹ́ni. Ọmọ ológo tó wá mú ògo tiẹ̀ tó dé mọ́lẹ̀ fún ògo àwọn míì kó má dìde. Ìyẹn gangan lásán ó fa ìbànújẹ́ fún Mohbad. Mohbad now became depressed. You know, showing aggression, transferring aggression to his family members, which is the father and his wife, according to Bashigbo. Nǹkan tó fi jẹ́ kí Naira Marley DNC ó wà ní àhámọ́ lẹ́ni ni pé Naira Marley was accused by Mohbad wípé if anything happens to me, hold Naira Marley and the Malians accountable for this. And that is why tí ẹ fi rí pé àwọn Naira Marley ni ẹ má bínú o ni wọ́n gbé báyìí. So òun tún ni ẹ̀ka tún gbọ́ fún they are just coming.
And detained and interrogated on their alleged roles in the sequence of events that led to the death of the singer. The summary is as follows. Ms. Feyi Sayo Ogedengbe is the auxiliary nurse who was contacted and invited by Yobami Sadiq, aka Spending, a friend of Mohbad, on 11 September 2023 to treat the singer at the deceased residence in Lekki. She eventually came.
I'm sure most of us will have heard all this, you know, so going back to it doesn't make any sense. The fact still remains that the three of them, the three of them are now, the three of them are with the police, and the five of them are with the police, and investigations still going on. They are suspects. They are going nowhere. And for us, we are learning one or two things on this case. People are still, you know, worried about what happens next. They have not left Naira Marley and Sam Larry. They are still there with the police. They are still assisting the police with their investigation. They are suspects. They are not just assisting. They are not witnesses. They are suspects. Because one were rogued to this as, yes, as being part of the clan that killed Mohbad. All we want is justice for Mohbad. Whoever that's involved, you know, waiting for the autopsy is just to know, that I'm very sure, to know, apart from the fact that the injection killed him, which has been established. But there are certain things that are not yet established that we're waiting for from the police. Listen to Mohbad's interview. You know, we all said, why was Mohbad buried quickly, hurriedly, by his father? Kí ló dé tí bàbá Mohbad sáré gbé Mohbad sin? Tí bàbá Mohbad tọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ bá mú. Ntí I get to know. Tí gbogbo wa ò follow láti joy. Onre. Baba Mohbad never wanted to bury his son horribly, which the police did not tell us about it, that we are just getting to know. Now, I just got this from a platform.
So when the station allowed good 3 hours, after the family police report, the case of the case is about the intention of the quick having the cemetery in the COVID. So what in writes letter from the okay, all right from that. Don't get us to judge that in office in the from the grant me any police report. Only that incident tí ọwọ́ yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ní ibo láti report pé tọ́ba wípé a report omi kan àwọn ilé kan lè fún wa ní police report báyìí ẹjọ́ wọn náà lè grant ẹ̀ ok àti the town pé àwọn sí Ìkòròdú mortuary so ambulance lè gbé wa ó gbé wa lọ ó dé Ìkòròdú àdèdè Ìkòròdú ká lè bí ìpéjọ káwọn aláwọ̀ ká gbé body síbí wọ́n ní láìsí doctor report láìsí police report wọ́n lè accept wa níta tí kọ́kọ́ wà pọ̀ this day at least àwọn tá a tẹ̀lé mọ́tò they are up to 20 tí a tẹ̀lé adé ibẹ̀ yìí ṣùgbọ́n àti ìwà sí ayé lọ́sọ̀ pé sí mortuary àwọn pé ambulance ibi tí adájọ́ yẹn fún ẹ̀yìn ok aláti change sínú
àgbàdo àgbọ̀rí sí tí bàbá yẹn fi lọ sí ní o.
bọ́lá ìfẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ gbà sí mortuary ṣùgbọ́n àti ìwà sí pé ọmọ tá a lè dá wọn láti fi ọmọ tó jẹ́ representative ní ti Mohbad sílẹ̀ pípé ẹ̀ arrange
why he was horribly buried.
so kí ẹgbẹ́ ti pọ̀ sí ẹgbẹ́ ìtaṣọ àti necessary things kí ni màá lọlé kí lọ prepare ẹ̀rí tí ọmọ àṣẹ sí àbúlé nìkan bí aago 9 àárọ̀ àti débi tí wọ́n sí wọ́n tó rọrùn wọ́n tó di pé ó dìgì rẹ̀ wọ́n ti lọ bí 12 sí 1 wọ́n tó gbé ìpínlẹ̀ nítorí pé wọ́n gbà ní mọ́túárì torí kò sí. mo fẹ́ tọrọ àforíjì lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà àti ní gbogbo àgbáyé kọ́ńtà wọ́n má bínú.
Please listen from the beginning. This is Mohbad's dad speaking. Remember when this issue happened, he was the first person that told us the truth about an auxiliary nurse coming in to inject his son. This same thing is the information we got from him at that time. We all castigated him for burying his son so early. We even said that, we heard that he wanted to bury his son in the middle of the night. That was our submission. Most people. That why didn't he wait till the following day or put him in a morgue and let proper things be done? Maybe autopsy and the preparation for the why hurriedly burying his son. This is his explanation. Please, let's listen.
Ó ti ń lọ bí aago mẹ́rin ìyá ìlú pè mí ó dẹ̀ pè mí ní ká pàdé lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀nà pé àjọ débẹ̀ náà nígbà tá a máa dé ibi tí wọ́n ní ká wá sí ní Ọ̀ṣàpá London ní hospital bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọ̀gbẹ́ Mohbad sí.
The man said, for you non-Yorubas, the man said it was Mohbad's mom that called him on the night or in the afternoon of that when that thing happened. When Mohbad was rushed to the hospital. So immediately that thing happened at home. He was already gone, you know, like what the police told us, that he fainted and they rushed him to the hospital. By the time they got to the hospital, he was brought in dead. Now, the father is confirming it to us that he was telephoned by his mother that, look, they said Mohbad has been rushed to an hospital. Let's meet there. You know, they don't live together. They've got problems. They live apart, but the same Ikorodu, different houses. The man said the woman, the wife, that's the Mohbad's mom, said, let's meet at Asapa London or whatever they call the place. So they met there. On getting to the bus stop, the man said,
so but I bus stop, no one do. Oh yeah, at one bus stop, and you was speaking for the next thing you must have been paying daddy Parasili, Aretia. When I say people that are go men CD, I go meji, there was some people Aretia, you are going to pay in Atia at Ebi, ìyàwó ẹ̀ kan tẹ̀lé wa mẹ́ta ni.
So it was not the father alone that went there. Kò ń ṣe bàbá Mohbad nìkan ni wọ́n pè. Ìyá Mohbad ló pè bàbá Mohbad àti ẹbí Wùnmí. Ṣé pé wọn ní problem initially? Àti ẹbí Wùnmí ní àwọn jọ lọ láti lè lọ pàdé Mohbad hospital. Ẹ máa gbọ́ lọ.
A máa délé. Ìgbà tá a máa délé, wọ́n ní àní wọlé àwọn èrò tí mo bá mọ̀ ti lọ bí 100. Àwọn olómi ńlá bíi mẹ́ta lọ́yà ìná wà ń bẹ tí mo bá ń bẹ̀. Sinata wà ń bẹ, àní àwọn wà ń bẹ. So pẹ̀lú representative Davido. So mo ṣàlùkọ́ dídán máa wọlé, mo bá wọlé, bàbá ọmọ.
They initially stopped them. Do you know when they called the people that were in charge of the cops? They called that Baba, don't worry, Baba, Emak Padawa, don't worry to come over. He's okay now. And Baba felt agbalagbalawon. You know, as an elderly person, when they call you that your son or your daughter is sick, and then they call you, don't worry again, the person is fine. You know that, no, something is wrong somewhere. I remember I had a child, you know, a daughter, and she was about 5-6 months. How old was Suhida? I think Suhida was about 5 or 6 months old. And she was sick, you know, and she was hospitalized. My grandmother was with me there. So there was a time I had to go home. I left my grandmother with my daughter because we've been going from one hospital to the other, one hospital to the other, because it was a big sickness, a child, you know. And then we were in that hospital, and they said I should go home and take care of myself. Then I'll come back. My grandmother was waiting with my daughter. And then, you know, somebody came to my house, to the house. There was no phone there in Nigeria. That, don't worry, she's fine now. She will come home soon. Grandma is bringing her. And I was like, no, come on. The state I left that girl was a state that she was like dying. So why would you just tell me that all of a sudden she's fine and she was coming home? I knew immediately something went wrong. I knew immediately my daughter was gone. I knew immediately that, no, don't tell me what is not. So it was that kind of state that Baba was. They told Baba to go back, that his son was okay. He knew immediately, no, don't tell me that. You called us that it was rushed to the hospital, and now you say it's fine, we should go back home. No, I'll get there. Baba said, we are going there to see my son. And on getting there, they found out that he was already gone. Ilé tó ṣá máa gbé lọ, wọ́n ti kí òwú bọ̀ ní mú, gbogbo wọ́n ní èrò pọ̀ ńbẹ̀, Zlatan ó wà ńbẹ̀, Yanyamu ó wà ńbẹ̀. Mo kọ gbogbo wọn torí mi ò ń gbọ́ orin wọn. Yanyamu ó wà ńbẹ̀, Zlatan ó wà ńbẹ̀, gbogbo wọn ṣá ló wà ní ibẹ̀. So, let's go on.
Ilé tí wọ́n ti gbé wọn gbé iyọ̀ sí láyà.
Ti gbé iyọ̀ sí láyà. Kábíyèsí wa ní fojú tó wọn.
Wọ́n ló ń dùn, wọ́n rẹ́ fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ tetanus, abẹ́rẹ́ ló wá gbòdì lára ẹ̀.
This interview was immediately, or about 2-3 days after it was buried, that people were blaming Baba. This interview, this is exactly what the police is telling us today. That it was as a result of the tetanus injection. Remember, they said he had bruise on his hand, which is, the bruise was as a result of the fight between himself and his friend. So it's the same thing Baba is saying here now. That when he asked, when he got there, don't want to gbé iyọ̀ sí ọmọ ní àyà. Oh, ní gbé iyọ̀ sí àwọn ọmọ yín láyà olórúkọ Jésù. Ní fojú wa lóko ọmọ wa. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. We will not bury our children in the mighty name of Jesus. He said when he got there, and he saw that his son was on the floor with cotton wools all over him and a salt. The salt is to preserve his body, you know, in Yoruba land. That is our own embalmment. They'll put salt a bowl of salt on somebody, because I remember when my mom died, that was the first thing they did. You know, Muslims, we don't go to the morgue. We put our oku, we pray for them, kia to take them to the to mortuary, to ibitomati. So one way you see, Mama, Haya. He said it was like what happened to him, and they told him there that look, it was an injection that went wrong, that he was sick because of the infection, and it was given a tetanus injection, and that was it. He fainted and he died.
Ọmọ tí Davido rán sí mi, mo sọ pé owó tó pọ̀ ní ìgbà ó fún ìkan nínú àwọn tó tẹ̀lé Mohbad, which is Darusha, wọ́n transfer owó yẹn sí orí ọmọ ẹbí ìyá Mohbad. So àwọn náà ló pe ambulance.
Good. Baba is telling us, just narrating what happened after immediately, because we saw that our son Omologo Togwe Oniwomi, Davido, you know, was there with Davido's representative was there immediately that thing happened. He must have been close to all of these people, you know, for Davido, so I sent his representative immediately. So it was the representative that gave them the money, 2 million that Davido gave them for the burial immediately. So Baba said they offered him the money, and he said, no, I can't take the money for my child's death. Why don't you go and do something about it? Now let's listen. The question is, why did Baba not take Mohbad to the mortuary? Why did Baba not do the right thing? Baba is explaining to us why he had to take that option of burying his son that day. Baba fẹ́ ṣàlàyé fún wa nǹkan tó wọ́n fi gbé Mohbad lọ sí mortuary, tó wọ́n fi lọ preserve òkú ẹ̀, tó wọ́n fi sọ pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bá mi wá nǹkan tó pa ọmọ òun, nítorí pé ẹ máa gbọ́.
Ìwọ ṣe bí ọ̀rọ̀ láì sí àwọn olóòpá ambulance ọ̀nà ìpé ó ti yẹ ká máa lọ ìgbàdá wa ń lọ alọ́sí police station wọ́n wí sí àwọn ọdún ní 3 hours láti bí aago méjìlá yẹn sí bí aago mẹ́ta wọ́n fẹ́ fún ẹ ní police report, so kọ́ ní accept body ẹ̀yìn return gbé lọ wọ́n ti kọ̀wé tán mo tẹ̀ ti sáyìn wọ́n fún mi níwèé ní ọ̀gá kan jáde pé wọn ò ní fún mi kí ló dé ẹ ṣàánú mi.
Thank you so much. Did you hear that? Baba said when he took, you know, immediately they took him away from home. Okay, let's go to the police station and make a report. When they got to the police station, because of course the Ikogodu Longbelo, Baba said the intention was to take him to Ikogodu mortuary, because he knew the place he was going to bury his son is the land the son bought. That's the only land he has. Now, he felt that, okay, let's go to Ikogodu police station and report, so that we have a police report that will give us that backing to bury him properly or take him to the morgue. Now, Baba said when they got to the police station, Ikogodu, they said, Baba said they were almost giving him the police reports, and the police now man said, we can't give you, Baba, after waiting for over 3 hours. Remember, the corpse was in the ambulance on the rent. Oku Mohbad ti wà nínú ambulance. Baba tó jẹ́ bàbá ọmọ òun ló wá lọ bèrè fún police reports láti lè gbé lọ sí morgue, torí wọn ò ní ìgbà ní hospital tí wọn bá rí police report. Ẹ mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ police wá nta sọ nípa Nàìjíríà nìyẹn. Ẹ wo ọmọ tó kú, wọ́n ní lady yẹn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe PhD program, àbò fẹ́ complete PhD program ẹ̀ ní Abuja. The girl was attacked by one chance people. You know this one chance that you take a bus or a taxi and they will rob you, and so she was robbed and pushed and stabbed, pushed out of a moving vehicle, and she died. Passerbys helped her to the hospital. Nigerian hospital, government hospital. When they got there, they rejected the girl. Even though she was still alive, they said they wanted police reports. They couldn't give her the first aid. The lady died. Ogokon won padanu. obìnrin ẹgẹ́ kìí sọ Yorùbá wọ́n ti ṣubú àwọn one chance ní Abuja wọ́n dẹ̀ rush ọmọ yẹn lọ sí hospital ọmọ yẹn ó ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ parí PhD program ẹ̀ ni she died because of police reports that they couldn't produce. They refused to give her first aid. They refused to take her in as a government hospital. The same thing. And we are calling on Nigerian police to please look into this. Stop asking for police reports when somebody is brought to the hospital. Let them treat the person first. Okay, look at Mohbad's dad. They said he got there, he was asking for police reports, and they said, no, we can't give you. What happened when he died? Where was he for how many hours? So they were asking questions. They are just, why are they flagging my show? All right, so one bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí question Baba Mohbad. Òkú wà nínú mọ́tò over 3 hours. Òkú á máa wú sí now. Òkú tó hàn ẹ̀ ń bá mú. Ọmọ kékeré, wọ́n flag show yìí gan o. Kí ló dé? Hey Joe, if you're on prevailing issues with Ajoke, please can you help me press love and like? Prevailing issues with Ajoke, press and like on that platform. They are really flagging it. I don't know why. Ole ma le gan. Wà right so. Ẹ jẹ́ máa bá lọ bá ṣe ń bá lọ àní bá kú. Anyway, Baba said Oku ọmọ kò gbọ́dọ̀ máa wú nínú mọ́tò. Wọ́n fún bàbá ní police reports. Immediately bàbá ní well, gbàtà fáwọn ní police reports yìí sìn. What we can do is they are flagging seriously Vivian Disu. I don't know why. Help me to beg them now. Wọ́n máa wà okay o kí la ṣe. Ẹ máa wà okay o. Ẹ̀yin ará Facebook. Ẹ wà alright. Next thing, Baba said immediately he knew that they were not going to get, they didn't give him what they wanted. And Baba felt, look, this guy must be buried. Tabati, I got to be lost in mortuary. Kote igba mortuary no, cannot prepare if tama sisi. Baba said he now left the police station with the one man flag he showed the other one. You go. Baba left the end the other one. Yeah. Want the flag here, pa gomite riche. Hey. Okay. Audio disruption. Let me finish that one. Ejema binu interwanina just styles and beauty tips. It's just somebody is there playing with our other page, and I don't want them to mess it up. You know. So we go over again. So Baba said he didn't want his son to just be lying down there. So he decided that, okay, let's go to the mortuary. Ikorodu mortuary, Ikorodu hospital, general hospital mortuary. Maybe if he goes there, they'll be able to take him like that. Baba ní káwọn kúkú máa lọ sí Ikorodu mortuary. Kí àwọn lọ kúkú ṣe kíni? Ṣé ń gbọ́? Baba ní káwọn kúkú lọ sí Ikorodu mortuary, káwọn kúkú gbé lọ sínú mortuary. Ikorodu hospital káwọn gbé lọ sí mortuary. One flag page yìí gan, kí mo ṣe fún yín now. Ẹ má bá page yẹn jẹ́ men. Kí káwọn kúkú gbé lọ sí mortuary. When they got to the mortuary, Baba, ẹ bá wa ṣàlàyé kí ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà tí ẹ gbé Mohbad dé mortuary.
Gbogbo tó dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀, mi ò rí pé wọ́n report nǹkankan. Okay, a lè ti bá ambulance sọ̀rọ̀ pé Ikorodu.
Did you hear that? Baba said he now felt like, gbogbo ẹ̀yin Wunmi, all of you that you have been standing with Mohbad, all of you, that's Wunmi and all the crew that were with him. When this thing happened, did you go and report anywhere? So let's go to the Ikorodu and do something. On flag the page you go. Kilo day.
Doctor report, police report, no more legal.
Mortuary tí bàbá tún gbé lọ nìyẹn o.
Lópin nígbà yẹn, tẹ̀lé 20, ìyàwó wà ń bẹ̀, ẹ̀gbọ́n àbúrò ìyá ẹ̀ ó wà ń bẹ̀, pẹ̀lú àwọn details oríṣiríṣi bàbá ń bẹ̀. Ẹ̀tọ́ tó yà mí lẹ́nu nígbà tí wọ́n sọ pé ẹ̀gbọ́n tó wà náà ló sọ pé òun pè mí ṣé ó ní nọ́mbà mi ṣé mo rí rí ni ṣé ó mọ orí èèyàn tí mo jẹ́ ni ló ń describe mi wípé ìsìgò ènìyàn kan sáré oríṣiríṣi èèyàn gbọ́ so ìbẹ̀rẹ̀.
ẹ má gbàgbé o baba said something here. Baba said pé ńgbà tí àwọn gbé dé Ikorodu hospital, General Hospital mortuary, when they got there, they requested for police reports, just like they requested for police reports for living. They still requested for police reports for the dead. Now, because they didn't have police reports, Baba said he was like, okay, Taiwo first time I said this internet wahala. I don't have internet wahala here because the second one, internet in Shishegon. So Baba said he now felt like Egbon Wunmi said something. That's Wunmi's senior sister. Said because when they were saying Baba already buried Mohbad, she came to the internet to say no, that Baba refused to listen to advice. That the sister-in-law said she was one of those that spoke with Baba pé kó má lọ sin Mohbad ní ìjọ yẹn. Pé Baba ò gbọ́ sáwọn lẹ́nu. Baba is telling the whole world now pé nbo ló ti bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ pé kò pé òun. So àwa mọ ẹni tó ń purọ́ nínú ẹ̀gbọ́n ìyàwó Mohbad àti Baba. But wọ́n sọ to the extent pé Baba ò gbọ́rọ̀. But Baba ń sọ fún wa ń sìn pé I think we have to, those on Nigeria style, prevailing issues with Ajoke, they are really flagging the show, and I don't want them to bring this page down. If you can join us on Nigeria Styles and Beauty Thieves, join us on Nigeria Styles and Beauty Thieves, or join us on Prevailing Issues Blog Sports. Yes, Blog Sports. Join us on Nigeria Styles and Beauty Thieves or Prevailing Issues Blog Sports. One flag in Nigeria. Is breaking up badly. Join us on Nigeria Styles and Beauty Thieves or Prevailing Issues Blog Sports. Thank you. So let's go ahead with this. People will join us on this other page. Now, Mama, wow, right. Internet me wow, okay now. Gbogbo wa ń kọ́ àwa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni. Ọlọ́run mà ní jẹ́ ká fojú sunkún ọmọ. You know, she said, Baba Mohbad said the senior sister never called him, or so he didn't know anything about that. He was surprised when he saw the interview where she said she was calling Baba Mohbad. Now, Baba Yeko Yewa wípé nígbà táwọn dé General Hospital, Ikorodu General Hospital, they have a case to answer. They did not listen to Baba. They did not take Mohbad in. Hence the burial that took place the following day, because Baba Oni okay kí lẹ fẹ́ kí Baba fòkú ọmọ ẹ̀ ṣe. Police did not give him police report because they felt it was late coming to that place, and where it happened kí ló dé tán lọ gba police report ní Lekki tí kíní ti ṣẹlẹ̀ pé kí ló dé tán gba police report ní Lekki nígbà tí kíní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ immediately. So we don't know yet if they were able to get, anyway, they wouldn't have gotten anything from the hospital they took him to. Remember, this guy slumped and died at home before he was taken to the hospital. So getting to the hospital, he was brought in dead. No hospital will give you certificate of death certificate if that person did not die there. I don't think they do give out. I'm not too sure. So I guess they couldn't get death certificate from that hospital. Because the hospital did not started jade to say he did not die in our hospital. He was brought in there though for the hospital's image too. Come on here. Come on to bring your wobe, your makuni. So I want to say why defend that. Well, okuna gbe wa okuna le get talo gbe debi kokuti hospital tiwa. So those people, you understand? The question was, why couldn't they get the police report? So they couldn't get death certificate from the hospital. They couldn't get police reports to ensure that Mohbad's body was properly kept in the morgue, because the hospital, the morgue, asked for police reports. Baba said that was the reason. He now thought, wow, she magboku omo mi sínú ilé ni. Ni gboku omo sínú ilé o. Baba felt, kí ni máa ṣe sókú ọmọ bàbá bá gbé òkú Mohbad ló bá di. That was when he said he called those ones that were saying Baba wanted to bury him in the middle of the night. Baba ní kò ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Ipe àwọn tí check pé káwọn máa gbé lọ sílé. Kàn gbé iyọ̀ yẹn. Iyọ̀ is to preserve dead body in Yoruba land. Africa, Yoruba ṣá tèmi mọ̀ mi mọ̀ bóyá Africa generally, but ma fi preserve corpse ni. Now, Baba ní when they couldn't get a place to put him in the morgue. Remember, they weren't thinking of private morgue. I don't think there's any private morgue in Ikorodu anyway. I don't know. I'm not sure. But for the public one they went, they were requesting for police reports. And Baba said, because there was no police report, he quickly called the Baale or whoever in Ikorodu that, look, there is a land that my son bought for me, and the boy is late now. Can we come and bury the boy there? He said he didn't mean to bury the boy in the middle of the night. Nígbà tí àwọn ò kì í ṣáwó wípé àárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì pé káwọn lè tètè jí káwọn lọ gbé òkú ọmọ yẹn káwọn lọ fi pa. Ṣé íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì náà tún lélẹ̀? It is well yo. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré ṣe pápápá. Bàbá bá ní káwọn sáré gbé òkú ọmọ àwọn káwọn lọ fi don't tell me this is not kidding. No. They are flagging my shows. Please now, don't flag it. Why? Now, Baba said that was why Ọlọ́run kó yọ kó fi wọ́n ní ẹkún lásán ni gbogbo èèyàn ń ké ẹni tó fi yẹ̀pẹ̀ bò òkú láṣìírí òun ló bò òkú láṣìírí. Baba láwọn bò ọmọ òun láṣìírí ni o láti lè lọ sáré sin kó má di pé òkú ẹ̀ wú ó bẹ́ nígbà tí wọn ò bá ní mọ́ṣúárì pé nǹkan tó fà á nìyí. You can't tell me this is any problem. They are flagging my shows and I don't know why. They are really flagging it.
Nígbà tí police report ò sí tí doctor kìíní ò sí mọ́túárì wọn ò gbà
mo fẹ́ gbókùn sí.
ìdẹ̀lẹ̀ fílẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n pinnu pé ibi tí mo mọ̀ ó nílẹ̀ sí ibẹ̀ náà mo gbé lọ so ó jẹ́ ohun tí mo mọ̀ nípa rẹ̀.
Ṣé ti gbọ́ bàbá ní ibi tó nílẹ̀ sí làwọn ṣe sáré pé jẹ́ ń fi erùpẹ̀ bò láṣìírí erùpẹ̀ la wá sáyé erùpẹ̀ la máa bá lọ. Bó bàbá ti gbàgbé pé ọmọ àwọn kì í ṣe ọmọ ìlú kan wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé superstar lọ́mọ àwọn. That was the reason, and for us all that we were blaming Baba, this is part of it. We're sorry to say pé Baba kí ló dé tó sáré lọ bury ọmọ ẹ̀ torí àgbọ̀ pàtì yìí ni wọ́n fi pàtì yìí pamọ́ fún wa. A dẹ̀ ti wá rí nsìn ẹ̀yin tẹ́ gbé síta ẹ̀ ṣe o àrí bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ní pápápá. We are waiting again for the autopsy and toxicology reports from the police. But for now, these 5 suspects are with the police and they're helping with the investigation and they're going to go to court for it. Probably they'll be jailed for it. Me, I don't know. I'm not Kenny. But we need to pick 1 or 2 things from this case. For Feyishayo, ní ṣiṣẹ́ ṣe o gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá jẹ́ qualified nurses in Nigeria, stop administering medication and injection to people. Iṣẹ́ tó gbà yín fún ni pé bá mi má bẹ̀rẹ̀ bá mi mú bá mi gbé kòmódù. That is the job you are employed for in the hospital. Most of you hospitals that are employing them, I know most of Nigerian hospitals are even employing these people. They are working in the hospital setup gbogbo àwọn hospital abẹ́lé yẹn àwọn auxiliary nurses no ń lò ń bẹ̀. Ilé ìyá kọ́ yín lọ́gbọ́n. Because number 1, tí anything bá happen, wọ́n ní ta ló administer abẹ́rẹ́, ta ló administer oògùn. Ẹ wá lọ gbé tó bá pẹ́ hospital tó wà established tó, ẹ lọ gbé auxiliary nurse pé nurse yìí ló fún lábẹ́rẹ́, nurse tí ó wà qualified. And for you nurses that are working from home, that you are making your money in Nigeria, it's time for you to go and get qualified. Go and get your qualification to work as a professional. You have no rights, no responsibility on any patient to administer anything on them. Nígbà tá wà ní kékeré a máa ń gbọ́ngbà yẹn tó máa ní wọ́n máa ní rúùmù kékeré báyìí wọ́n ní nọ́ọ̀sì ni a máa yọ oyún wọ́n máa ṣe perform abortion D&C tẹ́ bá wà ní Nàìjíríà gbà yẹn tẹ́ mọ̀ D&C a máa ń ṣẹ́yún gan kékeré àwa tá ń ṣẹ́yún D&C yẹn inú yàrá kan báyìí ló máa tì yín mọ́ á lóhùn nọ́ọ̀sì. It's a wake up call for you Don't patronize all this nonsense. They are not qualified. Wọ́n máa pa yín dànù ni. Irú abẹ́rẹ́ tí Fèyíṣayọ̀ tó fún bọ̀bọ́ yìí ní táìmù yẹn, wrong abẹ́rẹ́ ló lọ fún. Ó lọ gbòdì lára ẹ̀. Kò mọ nǹkan kan tó láti kọ́kọ́ ṣe láti resuscitate ẹ̀. Kò mọ̀ ṣe. Kò mọ̀ tó lè ṣe, ọwọ́ ẹ̀ bọ́. Á di pé wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń ka tàbátí àlọ́mọlọ́mọ lórí. Instead kò ṣe first aid fún. Ìyẹn ni tí Fèyíṣayọ̀ bóun ṣe rí ẹ̀wọ̀n rere. Ó ti rẹ́wọ̀n re torí òun gangan ló gún Mohbad pa. Nǹkan tó fi gún pa, wọ́n ti sọ gbogbo àwọn medical kìíní wọn, èmọ̀ pé mi kì í ṣe mẹ́rin ṣe nọ́ọ̀sì. Bọ̀ àwọn oògùn yẹn, àwọn ntọ́ ló fún yẹn, wọ́n ní òun ló gba òdì lára Mohbad ló fi di pé iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ti gẹ́ẹ̀tì nǹkan tí mo sọ mistake hazard of the profession bọ̀ òun ò tó wá kí n ṣe professional bó ṣe bá lọ nìyẹn. Fún bọ̀dá wa Ayọ̀bámi Sodiq, ẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ that you always fast, quick and everything to give your friends support and everything. Mi ò ní kẹ́ bá fọkà yín support yo, o ní ṣí oore ṣe o, o ṣí oore yìí ṣe o. Torí tó bá fẹ́ gbé ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ lọ sí nurse, sí hospital, gbé lọ sí right hospital. Even if Mohbad says, if Mohbad had told you that, look, go and call that nurse Fèyíṣayọ̀ tó máa ń fún mi lábẹ́rẹ́, wà ní bó tiẹ̀ ṣe wà yìí, Mohbad, mi ṣe wàhálà, mi fẹ́ wàhálà. Like mo sọ, wọ́n ti ń lo nurse yìí ti pẹ́ ló máa jẹ́, kò lè jẹ́ new nurse tó lọ pè. Bóun ṣe rí wàhálà ìdààmú ti ẹ̀ he lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad rèé, torí ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ ni. Ó dẹ̀ wò pé ọ̀rẹ́ wọn ń síkì, kò gbọ́dọ̀ kú sí nǹkan kò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, jẹ́ kí ọmọ tiẹ̀ lè roku náà. Nǹkan kò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, jẹ́ ká sáré pé nurse Fèyíṣayọ̀, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń sáré pé àwọn nurse kò gba qualification. Stop inviting them to your homes. Go to the proper hospital. Go to a good hospital and get treated. Even Mohbad was a popular guy that had everything. Why do you have to go and invite a nurse to his house? Àti wá get nurse tí ó wà qualified. Ìyẹn tiyẹn bóun náà ṣe rí ẹ̀wọ̀n rẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ọlọ́mọ àìkú jẹ́ pé ẹ̀wọ̀n gbére ni mi ò mọ̀. Ìyẹn ìwọ prime bọ̀dẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀. Bí wọ́n ṣe rí ẹ̀wọ̀n tiẹ̀ rí òní ju pé ó lọ bá Mohbad jà. Ó ṣe léṣe. Ṣé iléṣẹ́ tó ṣe yẹn òun lọ fi lọ fún lábẹ́rẹ́ bóun ṣe gba bí wọ́n ṣe gba tí ẹ ṣe nìyẹn. Ẹni tí ikú ti ń bá rìn Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ bá pàdé o. Ordinary pé ẹ bú èèyàn lásán wípé wàá rí tí ẹni yẹn bá kú ìwọ náà máa mú dání o. Ẹnu wa ò ní pa wá, ọwọ́ wa ò ní pa wá, ẹsẹ̀ wa ò ní rìn débi ká máa ti kó ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ sí wa lẹ́sẹ̀. Òun ni ó ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ti prime yìí. Mohbad lè ti ní tiẹ̀ tó ń gbé kiri tó fẹ́ bá lọ. Nínà tó lọ́nà ló bá sọ ẹ́ di ẹlẹ́wọ̀n, ìwọ náà ṣe kí ni wàá jẹ́wọ̀n. Sam Larry, gbogbo ẹ̀yin agbèrò, gbogbo ẹ̀yin màá lọ fẹjọ́ SMC lóṣòdì, gbogbo ẹ̀yin gbogbo ẹ̀yin màá lọ fẹjọ́ SMC lóṣòdì, màá lọ fẹjọ́ ẹ̀sẹ̀ lágbára. Ta la lágbára ní Nàìjíríà? Ta ni alágbára ní Nàìjíríà? Who are you to say pé yọ̀kan ò ní rìn síbì kan? Eléyà kọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń ṣe agbára yín ní ọgbọ́n. Tí ó yẹ pé ẹ ti believe pé you are above the law because ẹ jẹ́ thug àwọn kan. A kọ́ yín lọ́gbọ́n. A kọ́ yín lọ́gbọ́n wípé ẹ̀yin kọ́ ni authority. You are not the authority. Nigeria has the Nigerian police to protect lives and properties of people, of the citizens. Who are you to make yourself an authority in a certain area? Wọ́n ròyìn bọ̀bọ̀ Sam Larry yìí, wọ́n níbi tó bá dé báyìí wọ́n máa gbọ̀n ni. Just like àwọn kan ẹ ṣáà mọ̀. You understand? Just like àwọn kan akọ yín lọ́gbọ́n. Ẹ̀yin kọ́ lè máa determine. Mo rántí nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe election. Tí kí ló kọ ẹ̀ Àdùnní, ẹ ṣáà mọ̀ girl Àdùnní tó pupa òyìnbó yẹn not mixed breed yẹn, mixed blood. Kí ló máa ń pè wọ́n náà not African. Ẹ ti mọ̀ fine lady yẹn. Do you know what one of the agberos àwọn daddy wa nínú iṣẹ́ Olúwa àwọn NUWRT àbí kí náà ń jẹ́ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún daddy wa ń gbà yẹn tó ń sọ fún Àdùnní pé for Àdùnní to be talking like that á pàdé àwọn ní town wọn ò bí ẹrí. So this is part of it. Àdùnní àdè yes kẹ máa lérí léka ó ti yé mi mo dúpẹ́ kẹ máa lérí léka kẹ sọra yín di authority nítorí agbára yẹn ti pọ̀ jù lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ̀yin lẹ ní agbára láti determine ibi tí yóò máa rìn sí àti ibi tí ò ní rìn sí níbi tí wọ́n ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà dé ó ní àwọn ọkọ̀ tó yẹ pé nǹkan tó bá sọ báyìí abẹ́ gé ni kí ló dé ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ ayé di authority ẹ ti wá gbàgbé pé ọjọ́ kan ni tó lè ọjọ́ gbogbo ni tó lè ọjọ́ kan ni tẹ̀ tó ní ọjọ́ kan tẹ̀ tó ní ló dé sí Sam Larry yìí o gbogbo bó ṣe ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí tó ti he has been bullying this guy. Nobody saw it. Nobody talked. The guy went to the police, petitioned the police against this guy. The police did not do anything about it because it was so powerful. But today, where is he today? But she was powerful, no, she ma lo sílẹ̀. O ma lo sẹ́wọ̀n. Naira Marley. Bóyá lè dá gbogbo àwọn ọmọ. Till lives of Naira Marley. Tí wọ́n sọ di àwọn ọmọ tó mú kòlóòsì tó bá yé wọn jẹ́. Go to most homes in Nigeria now. Kòlóòsì ti bá yé ọmọ lọ́mọ jẹ́. Shankusha ti bá yé ọmọ lọ́mọ jẹ́. Èwo nìyẹn ló ń Bukundu àbí kí ló pè ó ti bá yé ọmọ lọ́mọ jẹ́. Substance misuse is the order of the day. Maybe it is these people's spirits that are fighting you now, Naira Marley. Because they see you as their mentor. Loud, Adafunyi. They see you as their mentor. You came to Nigeria, you brought Malian's lifestyle to Nigeria. All the youths followed your step. Owa dinte enta fún wọn. Most àwọn ọmọ olówó àtọmọ tálíkà wọ́n ti di àwọn ọmọ tó ti ní àwọn ọpọlọ. Àwọn míì ti ń gbélé bàbá gbélé yàtà all because of this thing enta fún wọn. And it's all over the world. Maybe it's the spirit of these children, these youths, that likes of you are destroying. And this is just the beginning for those that are involved heavily in this illicit business. You can get your money now. But I tell you what is happening to Naira Marley will happen to you one day. Yes. You will pay with everything you have. Because parents are crying. They are in pain because of what you have led their children to. You have groomed children, groomed youths to be taking all these things. Boya woni ye se nje yin. Uncle Naira Marley, ẹ̀yin náà, ẹ ti wọnú ẹ náà. Ẹ̀yin nìkan de ko. Gbogbo yin máa lọ fún ni. Thank you so much, everybody. As the thing they go, we go they carry and they come. I will still go on the internet now to search for information, and if there's anything I say, I'll come over. Thank you so much. I appreciate and love you. Please, anytime you see our program, help us to buy stars. Subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to our Facebook. Please help our condition. Thank you so much. I appreciate and love you. And if you I'll come back maybe in 30 minutes time to tell you about what prophetess said to Baba and about Baba and whatever. So we'll know how far. Thank you so much. I appreciate and love you all. Bye.